start with asking you to make your plans for February 23rd to be in Manchester, in Salford, outside the BBC. We've just met with the police to negotiate our demonstration point. It looks like this beautiful spot here is where we will hold a historic event and a historic expose of the lengths the establishment are currently going to destroy any resistance to the destruction of our culture and country, which is what's happening with the help of the media and the help of the elitists. That is where our stage will go. We have a screen twice the size of that. You will see this area will hold well over 10,000, 15, 20,000 people can fit within this area. It's a beautiful spot as well. I don't know if that's just because it's sunny. All of the traitors are here from the BBC. I believe Channel 4 are open in the centre. You've got BBC building. This is all BBC. ITV round that corner. Now, the plan for the day is Saturday, February 23rd. There's a final tram stop here, which is how all of these details, once they're concreted and agreed finally, we've looked at 2 different locations. We're just looking for the safest area that you can come along and witness. #Panodrama documentary. Yeah, it's looking good. Tommy, I'm going Doha soon. I'll send you a number, bro. Anyway, as you've brought that up, I do have a few words I want to say about the video that went out yesterday. And do you know what? I'll be straight up honest. You get out of the sun. It's very embarrassing for me to watch. I was actually ashamed when I watched it. So you understand. No, not so you understand. Not that I'm going to stand here and reel off loads of excuses. When I'm in England, in Britain, I don't relax. I can't relax. Yeah, I cannot relax. Even just 2 weeks ago, I had an altercation in Luton where someone come up and said they was going to cut me. Everywhere I go, I expect to be sideswiped. My family are fully aware. If I go into a restaurant, I sit with my back to the wall. Everywhere I go, I move with my back to the wall. I'm always looking and I'm always ready. Now, when I leave this country and I don't have that stress, I let myself go. And I was in Bologna. I was actually over there working for someone else, getting a wage for doing a trip over there for my mate's business. But and embarrassingly, I let myself go, and I was in a group of friends. And you know, when I watched that video, I was thinking, Jesus, man, how embarrassing for me. And do you know what? It was a wake-up call for me. It was a wake-up call for me in the sense that a lot of people rely on me now. I'm not just myself like I've always been. I can act how I want and do what I want, and if I want to have a laugh and a crack, I'll do it. Well, and I realise now that sort of display will affect the seriousness of how I'm taken. So for that, I looked at that and said, I will not be getting in drunk state like that again. It's embarrassing. It could have been a lot worse, and maybe there's more to come out of that chat group. Any one of you know, if you're in a group chat and you've got friends and you think you can relax and have banter and humour with your mates, I uploaded other messages that showed part of the Asian kids banter in the group, who we're all mates of each other. We don't hate each other. Is to make jokes about white trash. They don't think we're white trash. It's humour. Yeah, it's dark humour. Most of the whole group is. So anyway, my take on that is as simple as that. I have, in the last 2 months, and I'd like to stress to any other journalists in the UK, I've had police at my house literally every other day. I've been sat down in my home with my wife and told that people have got AK-47s and they're planning to kill us. I've had to relocate my entire family, multiple times. I've had all of this. So when I get out of the country and I think, and my family are somewhere else, I think, boom, I'm having a piss up. But and that's what, and anyone who's been away out of the country with me can vouch for that. I think I can relax now. I can let my hair down. I can chill out. No one's going to sideswipe me or attack me. But obviously now, the way this has gone, people will sell you out and sell personal private jokes. If they sold it, that's the other thing I'm a bit worried about as well. If they sold it, if they haven't been hacked, if people have not, because of the lengths and because of what I'm about to expose with the BBC, I expect a lot more of dirty tactics over the next 2 weeks before the 23rd of February. Can I say a personal thank you to every single person, just so you know. When that first came out yesterday morning, I sat there and I felt so gutted with myself when I watched it. In fact, I didn't even remember a lot of it as I was watching it. And the messages I received, and I read the comments on the Scum News on the Scum News Facebook page, 2,000 comments, literally every single comment asking them why none of them have mentioned Panodrama. Why they see a news story as Tommy Robinson getting drunk and acting like an idiot. That's news for them. Not the fact the establishment are working and other organisations offering money. Then we know the BBC can't pay, but other organisations are offering money. All of this underhand corruption, which I've got plenty of it on camera. In fact, my solicitors have got 4 statements now on this issue. They don't see that as news. They don't see the fact that you have the head face of Panorama in the UK absolutely slamming the white working class of this country and telling you exactly how he looks upon them as cannibals, and the only vocabulary they have is fuck off. They don't see that as news. They don't see the most recent video. In fact, I've got another video ready to ping. It's just the fact that not one single journalist, even the expenses, I'm sitting here, I don't care about the money, I don't care. Blind people have to pay the licence fee. Blind people, they get a 50% discount. Aren't you great, British government? You give them 50% off for being blind. Blind people, now you're saying OAPs have to pay. OAPs already have to pay. But you want to introduce over 70s or something have to pay for a licence fee. And if you're paying for a licence fee, the British public expect the truth. They expect fair journalism. How many of us in this country, I'm going to show you next week, because I'm going to travel next week to different cities interviewing people about the BBC. How many people believe it's fair? I'm going to prove to you it's not anyway. But how many people believe it's fair? Why should we be given a stealth tax that we're forced to? Do you know how many people have sent me messages? They were been taken to court, threatened with prison, £1,000 fines for not paying their licence. This is turn into a lot more about licence fees. We already have a website. If you haven't signed the petition already, please do. It's www.endthestealthtax.com. So far, that petition, last time I checked, was over 30,000 people. Over 30,000 people. I haven't checked again. That was yesterday. So it's going up and up and up. And this petition will continue. And I'll find the head of the BBC. I'll find him. And I'll hand it into Downing Street as well. Because what we're about to expose, which is why these dirty hand tactics come out. And the thing is, the Daily Mail, all of these papers all run on Tommy Robinson drunk being a moron. All of them. Not one of them. Not one. James O'Brien put straight on his Twitter. Yeah? James, you've been quiet. What about the comments about working class? What about the expenses and the abuse of his expenses? I'll tell you what's coming next. Shall I give you a little insight to what's coming next? You LGBT rights movements better get ready for John Sweeney's comments. Yeah? Because just like 100 people protest outside a school demanding that a gay teacher be sacked outside a Muslim school because he's gay, and all the LGBT rights movement and the media, pretty much, and all the journalists are pretty silent on it. Because it's Islam. Followers of Islam. Anyway, be there, 23rd of February. Be here. Media City, Salford. Make your plans. And most people saying, will he deliver? I will prove that Panorama shows are scripted. That people who sit in front of the camera are not sitting there giving you their opinions freely. I'll prove that as well. But people are being told. Anyway, you'll see it all. But the best of all, you'll see, So sign the petition. Please, if you can make the time, travel here. I want to make this a spectacle. The reason why I want to make it a spectacle, as you've seen, the whole British press has ignored this. Every single one of them. They're all in it together. Every one of them. There's not one journalist who's broke ranks and reported. Not one. Not one. It's like there's been a government notice to all the bosses and all the editors telling them they're not allowed to. In fact, I gave the entire recording. A journalist come yesterday morning. He sat and listened for 4 hours to see that it was all completely kosher, that everything was legit. He wrote his story. He said, this is big, this is big. And then he rang me up yesterday and said, my editor just said no. Free press. Free, unbiased press. Oh, mate, give me a break. So, the reason I want to do it here, the reason I want to do it in this beautiful city, is because hashtag Panadrama will trend. The tech giants will probably be having meetings trying to prevent it too. But the world will be watching. Everyone will be talking about this documentary. We don't need the media anymore. We need you. I don't need the newspapers. We need you. To the Sun newspaper. More people will watch our documentary than read your paper. And it just shows what, in fact, your silence, all of you newspapers' silence on this issue is proving to the British public how corrupt you are. It just proves the point completely. And when you all jump on the bandwagon straight away, which is what you've done, and you dive on the bandwagon because Tommy Robinson had a few beers in Bologna, and acted like a bit of a moron, it just shows what you see as news. You're not there to create it, to report the news. Anyway, 5-hour drive, but you'll be there. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, Jade. I know I can't, Emily, afford to make another slip up. I know. And I actually watched that video and I said to myself after watching that video, I say it many times, I'm never drinking again. I know I have a responsibility. And at the same time, I just, every time I used to leave the UK, I used to have a blowout. I used to have a blowout because I can't have a blowout here. I can't. So I can't not have a blowout, but I can't not be on guard. I can't relax. And I had so much crap going on with everything, to be honest, with everything, even since coming out of custody. Which of course the Attorney General hasn't let me off. I'm still waiting. But again, every single one of you, thank you for your support, man. And help spread the word. Hashtag Panadrama. Make sure you're there.